Hello, this video is on CoH2 Theater of War mission called Kharkov Pursuit on general difficulty. This mission got a significant buff post-Western fronts and is currently the hardest theater of war out in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to duplicate the strategy that worked for me, and I hope you manage to gain a few tips to help you beat it too. At the end of this video, I'm going to have a quick recap on some important tips, so watch as much as you need to at the beginning and go ahead and skip to the end when you feel ready. Alright, so my strategy revolves around a Pak-43 emplacement. Like the Festung armor doctrine, it provides me with a command tank. Command tanks don't quite have the armor penetration as regular Panzer IVs, but they do have a really nice defensive bonus that works on the entire sector, works on the infantry as well as the tank itself. It's also nice to have Panzer Tactician in case you overextend a vehicle and retreat it with that. For bulletins, I have two devoted to grenadiers. They're going to be your roaming and capping squads. They're also going to be protecting your HMGs. So having them top notch is very important. Final one is not as important, and it's rare. I don't believe many people have this one. It's HMG reloads 10% faster. The idea behind that is if the gun is reloading, obviously it's not going to be able to suppress the units very well. But you don't need this too much. It won't make that much of a difference, so use your best judgment. Start right away by throwing down a barracks. And you're going to queue up a few base caps for your engineers. You can do that by shift clicking. I'm sure everybody knows that, but just in case. First squad we're going to buy is the MG42. Try and do it right away when the barracks is done. And another one right away when you get 240 manpower. Your engineers have a special mission early game, and that's to set up a little bit of barbed wire after they capture these 2 points. The idea of the barbed wire is to cut off choke points and funnel infantry to the MG42 squads. Before we set up this MG42, we're going to have them help us capture a few bases, including the gas. You have them capture the gas, have them point across the road to the building on the other side. The idea behind that is the Russians get partisan groups that spawn in buildings pretty randomly, and that's a pretty popular one early game, so it's good to cover that one. Kind of late on calling in that second gun. Try not to do that. Scoot your engineers to the edge so you can run them out real quick when this base caps. We're going to bring them over here and try and build barbed wire past the victory point. A lot of barbed wire, but you only really need to do it once.
MG42 team is ready for action.
The third squad's going to be a grenadier squad when you get the money. The manpower. I'm waiting for that partisan squad. They can spawn other places too. This one's pretty common. This one's common.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Second MG42 has most important role, and that's use the German-wide MG42 arc to cover the road as well as the victory point. That's going to be your most vulnerable MG42, but the most important. It can be satcheled, so you need to keep it covered. Now that we have 200 manpower, ideally we need 10 more gas for battle phase 1. I'm going to go ahead and call in a third MG squad before I do that. Here's the partisan group, that's the first one. They do have an HMG, so it's really lucky to me that they didn't spawn in that building. If they have an MG in the building, they'll just sit there and take out my troops until I get rid of them. Bring this MG over here and cover this corner while we protect the engineers for one more barbed wire emplacement. Have your third MG set up over here by this wall. Have them all the way against the wall so they have the longest line of sight possible so penal battalions don't turn this corner and satchel you. Originally I put them behind this well because it's green cover, don't do that. We're going to go up in battle phase 1. First vehicle comes around 5.5 minutes. All this suppression early game leads to not very much experience, but don't worry about that too much. We'll get level 8 just fine. Once the barbed wire is done, go ahead and retreat your engineers, and we're going to build the next base as soon as that's up.
Production upgrade accomplished.
We go ahead and bring in a second Grenadier squad. I'm also going to give the first squad an MG42 to help with the first light vehicle we're going to see in a minute.
You need something built? Blown up? Move out, pioneers!
A new Grenadier squad is ready.
How can we help?
Save up a little munitions for your first Panzerfaust you're going to need.
Upgrade complete.
That barbed wire is done. You can go ahead and move this MG and help suppress the middle better. If my Grenadier squad didn't kill a couple, I think they wouldn't have retreated before they threw a satchel. So it's always good to have somebody close.
Our territory.
They spawned in that building, so they're going to take my gas point. I like how Partisans had Panzerschrecks in 1942, even though the Germans didn't get them until 1943. But what are you going to do about it, right? Call in your first and hopefully only AT gun for the game before you get your emplacement. Use this wall, it's really nice for your Grenadiers to help cover your MG as well as being protected. Wow, they weren't capping. That's okay. But don't be dumb like me.
Yeah, it will be our territory. We will seize it.
A pack gun is ready for... We are losing a sector.
I said there was going to be a light vehicle of 5.5 minutes, and there always is. I have no idea where it is. Not that I'm really complaining. You run into a light vehicle, it's really not that big of a deal. It's really weak. The second light vehicle is a little bit more bulletproof. There it is. That's the second one. That's the first one. Crazy.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Alright, real simple once you have your AT gun. I'm going to go ahead and call in a half track so I can help resupply my MGs without moving them. So the light vehicle went through my barbed wire. Not a big deal. I got the time I needed from the barbed wire.
disposal.
Moving out! We'll take it from the bastards! Quickly, move!
In pretty bad position. I should be using more cover, but I wanted my MGs to fire right away. Victory points aren't as important right now as just surviving, but if you can get it, you get it. I'm gonna go ahead and bring one squad back. I just don't feel safe leaving these two MGs alone. Oh wow. Glad I did now. Should be a T-70, I think. Just scoot my half track a little over.
Half track ready. Moving out.
I'm not going to move on that base until I have my other Grenadier squad back. No point in being too risky.
Enemy forces are securing our territory. Our opponents are seizing a sector.
That's a sniper. I don't usually move my vehicles the amount of vehicles they get, but I'll make an exception this time.
Our industry grows to support us.
I got a backdooring problem. That's okay. It's just artisans. One more level and we're in business.
Tanks now have defensive smoke capabilities. We now have access to Pack 43 anti-tank
I really should pick that up. I think I'll do it on my engineers though.
Be hulled down into a defensive posture. We are losing a sector. Half-track ready. Gas in driver. Awaiting orders. We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
I'm gonna lose that squad to Satchel.
We have lost an MG team.
I'm gonna go ahead and just retreat everybody, but it's not that big of a deal because as soon as I push back up, I'm going to have back emplacements.
Grenadiers, who's strong enough? We're going that way. Need to kill some panzers?
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Pioneer squad!
Grenadier.
HMG here.
Pack crew is ready. Pioneers ready for anything.
And start pulling. We have to move. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Jesus.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Things are crazy. I'm also being really
The
bad.
enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
Let's see if I can make all these mistakes. You can beat this, no problem.
It won't fix itself. Find your
Moving.
Our squad has been honored by its bravery.
Just gonna push up.
Comrades, and don't be claiming territory.
Taiwan is here! Pioneers! Pioneer squad taking casualties!
I'm moving out.
Forward!
Railway artillery support ready.
You guys, listen to me if you want to live. We will take it for you. Capturing.
MG-42 team is ready for action.
We claimed it for the fatherland!
Alright. Should be able to place this now that I have that base.
We have construction work to do.
If you didn't know, a little info on the pack gun, it can shoot through brushes and buildings and all that good stuff, so don't feel bad for sticking it in such a funneled area. It's actually good.
MG element ready. Advancing.
Alright, gonna replace the MGs.
We have secured the sector. Yes, close.
Still roaming, still doing my thing. Waiting for that pack gun.
We have it. Secure that sector. Grenadiers, it is time to go.
Pioneers are waiting. Get that prepared immediately.
Grenadiers, we will seize it.
It's ready to use.
Pack loaded for panda hunting. Don't let them
Pioneer squad moving out. Taking fire from the AT gun. Pack it up. Start pulling. Promote. Cover. Yes. Go.
We have liberated
Stay here
the
and
sector.
be dead.
Grenadiers, ready. Forward, march. It will be ours. Territory secured.
Moving to hostile sector.
Still good to have an AT gun. I mean, this has limited range, obviously, so a little bit of mobility never hurts. Go ahead and bring a tank of my own.
On the field.
Pioneer position. Enemy.
Maxim's perfect for this middle piece.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. Under fire! Panzer is fighting.
Pioneers ready for anything.
Squad, advance. We are ready for action.
Let's say you have a tank and you have nothing better to do. You can start destroying buildings. Push back the partisan spawns back to the Russian side.
Panzer IV command tanks can now be deployed.
Alright.
Something warmed up. We need to get that weapon operational. We are getting out of here.
Retreat them so I can build the next base. Didn't mean to retreat those guys, but that's okay.
Attack ready.
Ja.
I hear something coming. Let's see.
Taking Soviet fire. Panzer IV moving. Moving. We are losing a sector.
Kind of lure them in. It's alright if they get that victory point. I can just push back out as soon as the vehicle makes a mistake.
You need something built or blown up?
HMG here.
Pioneers awaiting orders.
MG squad on the move. MG element ready.
Hinterer Panzerwerk coming right up. Grab your tools. Repairs are needed there.
Rolling.
My Panzer IV could take care of that. This is more of a light vehicle, but so can the pack, so
Target eliminated. Grenadiers, it is time to go.
go take a peek. I don't think I killed the tank.
The enemy is attempting to
Never
steal
mind, let's
our
go check the
sector.
gas first. The sniper, so I'm gonna my tank.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings. Making contact.
Grenadiers here. Go.
MG! Get us out of here!
There it is.
Get this verdammt Panzer out of here!
Only partisan. I think it's partisan. No, it's not a partisan squad. This is really dangerous, but at this point, it wouldn't be that big of a deal if I had to get another one.
The enemy is gaining a foothold. We are down to 300 points. Gas it, driver! We're moving! Enemy engines firing on us! They're leaving! Go! Standing by! Fahrzeug ist kaputt!
It's okay.
The enemy is inflicting
Go ahead and try and
losses
push out
upon
back
us.
to this victory point.
Yep, moving to destination. The enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
No, no, no. Damn it.
Half track has arrived.
This is where it gets fun.
We have lost an MG team. Yeah, ready. Rolling. You guys, listen to me if you want to live. Get moving. Yeah, half track is moving.
Squad advance. Grenadiers on the move.
A squad of pioneers has arrived.
On the move.
Yeah, follow me.
Ja?
AT gun here. AT gun rolling to destination.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Vorwärts.
Take a look.
We'll get there.
Panzer IV can, you know, take a little surprises from enemy tanks and retreat just fine. Especially the Panzer Tactician. Another nice piece about this page.
Reporting for
At this point, I'd rather just push back and get the base later. Saw KV-1, so I'm going to retreat them because I have my other 2 squads here now.
We have lost a pack gun.
Time to go. Grenadiers. We have a full squad. Los. Einsatzbereit. On the way. We will secure it. Secure that sector.
Moving out.
Grenadiers ready. Los. We must grab enemy territory.
I hear something. Maybe it was my half track, I don't know.
Half-track awaiting orders.
I get paranoid.
Awaiting orders. Securing. Moving to enemy territory. Capturing.
Gut. He's total closing.
Kind of letting them get distracted with that squad so this one can capture even if that one gets suppressed. Watch those barrages. I'm trying to retreat my troops without actually retreating them. Now with the next Panzer IV, I'm just going to build a Grenadier squad, and we're just going to randomly poke the last victory point and try and make this a quicker game. Up until this point, it's pretty much straightforward, so if you can match this with all the mistakes I made, it should be fine.
The new Grenadier squad is ready. Army units attacking! Orders! Mach schnell! Mach schnell! We are losing a sector. We have a new Panzer IV. Panzer IV standing by. We have a forward structure under attack. Engage! Get this fucked up!
Oh boy. Orders are the most annoying thing.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Grenadiers reinforced. Go! Go! Go!
Get this fucked up! Panzer out of here! Displacing! Destination confirmed. We must get out of here. Arms incoming. Go, go.
Control A, you know, let them poke. If I see the crosshair, I'll know they're under fire and I can assess it.
Bastards had it coming. Grenadiers moving.
Now where's that mortar?
On the way now. Germany is that way. Incoming.
You can keep the line of sight on that tank, and maybe Panzer Fawcett if I need to. Actually being pretty smart. It's rare. Yeah, I don't know.
Kampfwagen moving. Panzer IV displacing. Relocating. Make sure that
Waiting for that mortar team with this tank, but doesn't seem they want to peek out yet.
How can we stay?
Gotta love the 3-star Grenadiers with MG42s. I just broke my favorite cover. Oh my god. I retreated this tank just so I could get a gun.
we have asked for an MG40 Panzer IV. Don't say but we can deal with anything we find.
Oh.
Good work, men.
Hard tracker waiting. Rolling.
Moving.
Redeploying Panzer IV.
Good enough. I want to catch that mortar.
Moving Panzer IV to new location. You will not let up. The enemy still has 300 points. Our machine gun turret has been installed. There. Receiving fire.
Yes.
Hard track. Gut.
Grenadiers.
Ist total waiting. Get this fucked up. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
I have enough munitions. I could railway next time I see it and actually get rid of the mortar.
Panzer IV moving.
Just make sure you have all your MG42s bought and stuff.
Get this fucked up. Panzer over here. Panzer IV moving. We've been spotted. Get this fucked up. Panzer over here.
Grenadiers reporting. Grenadiers. That's it. Fully reinforced.
Load. Engage. Panzer IV moving.
Trying to cut off the line of sight from that MG just by scooting him over to that building. Worked like a charm.
Displacing.
Line of sight's a very important thing.
Redeploying Panzer IV. Now the shit shell, quick. Rolling. Throw it. The enemy forces are securing our territory.
Abandoned.
Panzer IV has a veteran crew. Got it. We're going. Moving to combat. Panzer IV moving.
It's not a good sign.
The enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
I do need to replace that MG. That's basically the only thing watching my flank. That's a tough choice. just have to watch it. I'll put my T-34 or T-70 over there.
Half track is moving. Moving out.
Pioneers!
Ready. Put it in gear, Kleiner.
Ready.
Half track ready. Driver, get us there.
Pioneers are waiting orders.
Vorwärts, march. Grenadiers, it is time to go. Los.
Could just take one of those. I think I will.
You want something?
We are ready for action. Keep going. It will be ours.
Moving Panzer IV to new location.
It's quick work of those tanks.
Panzer IV displacing.
Seizing territory.
Crew removing. Put it in neutral.
Taking Soviet.
Keep it short. Enemy spotted trying to engage.
Wow, I've never seen that before. I know it missed a shot, but basically one shot for the whole entire squad. Had no stars too. It's crazy. There's that mortar. Where is it? That damn thing.
Panzer, we are moving. We are losing a sector. Panzer IV. Panzer IV. Get this fucked up. We fight bravely for the Reich. The enemy is down. The enemy is taking our territory. Don't corner the engine.
Securing hostile sector. Einsatzbereit. Can we help? We have our reinforcements.
We need another target.
Time to move. We have capture order.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Awaiting orders. Target destroyed.
Panzer IV, ready. Panzer IV. Not sexy, but we can deal with anything we want. He's total to the Hose.
You want something?
Ivan!
Prepare, pioneers.
We're off. Waiting orders. Get this fucked up. Panzer out of here. Ready for orders.
Pretty easy to maintain. I'm sure everybody can see that now.
This is now German
At this point,
on the way.
it's in our favor. Just getting that level 8, really what makes the difference.
You need something?
Grenadiers.
Yeah?
Reinforcements.
Moving out.
We are ready. Let's go get it. Claiming territory.
It's done.
Yeah?
Pioneer squad moving out.
Panzer IV moving.
Standing by.
Get this fucked up. Panzer out of here.
Here we go.
Take the Panzer IV standing by. Driver, that way. Panzer IV here. Target confirmed. Panzer IV moving. Panzer IV on the attack. Full power. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. Panzer IV has moved. Panzer IV moving. We must move.
Enemy has spotted us.
Moving. Get us out of here. Panzer IV stopping.
Yeah, right.
Driver, that way. On the tower. Enemy forces are securing our territory. Get this fucked up Panzer out of here.
Was ist
The adversary has slipped to 100 points. Half-track ready. Target. We need Panzer IV moving. Driver, stop.
Brennan, it will be our territory.
Panzer IV contact. Soviets.
Seizing!
The enemy is down to 75 points. To the devil, I said hello. On the way. Driver, go. Gunner, engage on contact.
AT guns here. Pack loaded for panzer hunting. We can do it.
Curious if this will work.
The enemy has only 50 points remaining.
Oh, maybe.
Panzer IV moving.
Pack it up. Let's go and get
Panzer IV, redeploying Panzer IV. Dump the shit shell, quick. Victory is in our grasp. The enemy has 25 points remaining. Panzer IV. The enemy can taste defeat. They only have 10 points remaining. We're under fire!
There we go. Simple, right?